How to stream retro games. Hey guys, it's Cody. Today we're going to be going over how to stream retro games. This is also going to work if you want to record retro games, if you want to stream it to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, or if you just want to record locally to be able to upload it to YouTube for YouTube videos, this is going to be your video. If that sounds good to you, take whatever item's nearest to you, take it and smack that like button as hard as you can, left and right, flutter kick it, because it's really going to help this video out and I would appreciate it. Also, please drop a sub so YouTube will stop yelling at me. Okay. So in order to get started, you're going to need a couple things. Number one, you need your retro console that you want to stream. Number two, you're going to need a capture card. I recommend anything by Elgato. Number three, you're going to need an AV to HDMI converter. And last, you're going to need a computer. And then optionally, you're going to need a TV. You don't really need it, but because you can play it off your computer monitor. But step one is go to your console. Make sure that your console has AV component cables, so it's the red, the white, the yellow cables. Next, you're going to plug those into the AV to HDMI converter. This little converter, you can do 720p or 1080p. And so right there, you can see the USB power needs to be plugged in. You plug that into your computer so it can gain power to upscale the footage to 720 to 1080p. By the way, if you guys need suggestions on where to get a capture card or the converter that I'm using, just check the description down below. Everything will be linked in the description down below. Take that HDMI cable, you plug it into the input of your capture card. I'm trying to get it to focus in right now, but it says input. So you take that from the converter and put that into the input of your capture card. Next to that little input right there is actually a USB, and you plug that into a USB 3.0 on your computer. Make sure that your computer has a USB 3.0 slot on it, otherwise this will not work. The capture card, at least that I'm using, requires a USB 3.0, so if you're using an Elgato HD60S or anything around that family, make sure to Google it and see if it'll work. But the reason why it requires this is because you're getting like near instant gameplay coming back through the footage, so your computer has to be able to handle it, so that's why it requires a USB 3.0. If you use a different capture card, your mileage may vary. So now this next cable is actually optional. If you're going to be playing your game through your computer monitor, then you don't need this cable at all, because that little USB that you plugged into your computer handles all of the footage getting sent to the computer, which is what we're going to record. But if you want to plug this into a TV perhaps, then now you would take that HDMI cable and take it from the out portion of the capture card because it's sending the footage out, and we're going to plug that into our TV. And I technically don't need that cable because my TV is connected to my computer, but depending on your setup, that might be of use to you. So now when we're done with that, I'm using the Elgato capture card, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up the software that it came with. And by the way, guys, if you don't have a capture card, go ahead and check out the description down below. I'm going to have everything linked there on what you need and all the recommendations I use. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my capture card software. Let's turn on our Nintendo 64, and there we go. Lo and behold, now it is streaming to our computer. But that's not it, though. So now we have to figure out how we're going to actually stream that to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Gaming, or whatever you want to do. So let's jump right into that right now. All right, so this is the in-software footage that I have here, and all you can see here is that you can click the little settings wheel, and there's actually a bunch of different input devices, like presets, that Elgato has. So you can actually just go ahead and click your device from there. Ours isn't listed, so I'm hitting other. You can change the audio, you can change the color range, you can change the quality. You can do a bunch of different things. So basically you just kind of like tweak with these settings to get whatever desired outcome that you want, or you can just simply copy my settings. It's really up to you. It's really not too crazy of settings, which is really nice because I know a lot of other pieces of software, they get really out of hand with it, and there's just like a million different things that you can toggle and change, and just gets really confusing. But luckily with the Elgato software, it's very like bare bones. There's not too much stuff that you can quote unquote mess up per se, so it's just nice that it keeps it very simple and straightforward with their overlay. So now that we've gone through all of those different settings, you kind of see what they can do. You can go ahead and click the picture tab, but I really wouldn't recommend changing any of this just because, you know, it's going to warp what the actual game looks like, and change the audio volume. You can actually make a profile. So if you want to tweak different settings like that and you don't want to go and tweak them all the time, then you can just save your settings to a profile. So if you're streaming on the N64 and you decide, hey, I want to play Xbox, then you can do a different profile. And you can just kind of switch between the profiles and make it easier like that. Now you can actually see on the sidebar that it changes the game audio. most of you are probably wondering, why is all this crap on the screen? I don't want this crap on the screen. So just right-click the picture and click hide sidebar, and then you can also right click and enter full screen if you weren't already in full screen mode. So now we have the entire game on the screen. So now I'm going to show you how to actually stream that to Twitch, Facebook Gaming, YouTube, whatever you want. All right, so now we're going ahead and open up our OBS. In this case, we're using Streamlabs OBS. If you guys don't know how to use this, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the top right corner, basically giving you a full tutorial walkthrough on how to properly use this. But you don't really need to know all of it. So I'm going to give you just a very bare bones, very straightforward quick start on how to get this set up. But I really suggest that you guys take time and watch the video in the top right corner. But now you can see that this is a blank slate on Streamlabs OBS. So now what we want to do is click on sources and then plus button to get a new source. Now we can click on video capture device. So now you can see under the description it says capture cards such as Elgato, Blackmagic, AverMedia. So that's what we want to click. Let's click add source now. Now, you guys can see me there. But now we're actually going to add a new source instead because I don't see it there. So let's do Elgato capture card. Okay. All right. So before we hit add source, just a heads up, since this is a video capture device, it's going to automatically pick up our audio. So there's going to be a loud burst of game audio, but we can change that in the mixer in the bottom right corner below. So I'm going to hit add source and I'm going to quickly go and turn that down so it doesn't like blare your ears out. So give me a second. We'll just do that real quick. Add source. Now the game volume's coming out max. All right, I just turned off the game volume for you guys there, but if you guys are wondering why your recordings are doing that, I just turned down the volume in the mixer down below there. So now you guys can actually hear me because I've recorded that part like 30 times and I couldn't figure out why. That's why. So now it should automatically register which capture device you're using. Mine automatically picked it up. It's Game Capture HD60S, the capture card I'm using. If it's not getting picked up right now, just go ahead, click the device, and locate it from the drop-down list down below. Should be easy if you're using Elgato. If you're using a different one, your mileage may vary. I've only had experience with this, so this is the only one I would recommend. But now that we got this going, we're pretty much good to go. Go ahead and click Done. And now we have our game streaming right here. If for whatever reason this is giving you problems and you just can't get it and you're using like a third-party capture card or whatever, go ahead, click Add Source. And then if you can find the software that it's using and you can get it on your screen, but you just can't get it to pop up there, just go ahead, use a display capture, and then it'll capture whatever's on your screen. So if you have the software on your screen, it'll just show that what's on your screen. A lot of people have problem with display capture. It's a little more advanced and complicated, so I'd recommend against it if you have the option. If you want to add your webcam, just go ahead, add video capture device, add your webcam. And go ahead and drag it down small if you want to do that. Hold Alt on Windows to shave it if you would like. I'm not sure what the command is on Mac, but there we go. We got our camera. If you want to record, all you have to do is click this little record button. You can record locally. Now you can go in the bottom left corner, and we can go to Stream. We can pick the service we want to stream to, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, or whatever. You're going to have to find your stream key. It varies on site to site, so if you need help getting your YouTube stream key, just go ahead, Google it, because they keep changing their UI and where it's located. So if I say something in this video, it's probably going to be outdated by the time you watch it. So just go ahead and grab your stream key. Once you find it, post it here. You're good to go. You can go to Output. You can change your different settings here. Some of this is complex. Wouldn't recommend messing with it. But if you want to mess with your recording settings on like where the file is going to show up when you're done recording, you can change your recording path and all that jazz there. Go ahead, click Done because I'm done with that. When you're ready to go live, just hit Go Live in the bottom right corner, put in your title, put in your game, confirm and go live, and you're good to go. Now that you know how to record and stream retro games, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more videos. I got so many more videos in the top right corner. I got a whole bunch of different videos related to streaming and recording and all that good stuff. If you want to learn how to grow a Twitch channel from scratch and learn how to monetize it and make money from it, course in the description down below, as well as all my streaming gear. Everything's there right for you down there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.